Hello everyone and welcome to SENSIENT webinar. Today's session will be about our new basic hair dye, the Arianor Jet Black. But let me first introduce ourselves. My name is Geoffroy Lonca from SENSIENT Cosmetic Technologies, and I will be presenting this webinar organized by our marketing director, Yannick Penanguer. Yannick is available during the full session for any questions you may have, so please feel free to use the Q&A section to join Yannick. Today, we're going to talk about gray shades and gray hair with our new Arianor Jet Black. But before we talk about the product, let's talk about the people who might use it. Our first customer targets today are senior women. When they reach a certain age, women start having gray hair on their heads. In the past, this would have been a synonym of shame and embarrassment, but not today. Today, women accept gray hair and embrace it as the natural course of their lives. In fact, depending on the countries, up to 71% of women above 55 years old now feel comfortable with the aging process. Today, age is no longer a shame. Today, women don't try to hide their gray hair anymore. In fact, they even embrace it, and as a result, gray is becoming a trend. But embracing gray hair does not mean doing nothing about it. Gray hair still need care, and as a result, cosmetic companies are now offering products dedicated to it. And among these products, we can find different shades of gray hair color in order to allow women to have homogeneous gray hair instead of having only a few gray hair popping here and there on their heads. In parallel, young generations are more and more eager for creative hair color ideas. They want to break codes. They want to look original. They want to feel unique. And gray hair gives them that feeling. No more brunettes, no more blondies. Ash gray hair and silver hair are now the new trends in the young generation. But is it only possible to cover this market with one single dye? This is difficult because the challenge here is double. On the one hand, this dye would have to answer the needs of senior women and provide different shades of gray coverage on natural hair, because women don't want to damage their hair any further with oxidative process. But on the other hand, this dye would be used by younger generations who are looking for a complete change of hair color, which often means bleaching. So what we need is a black dye that would allow to obtain a large range of gray shades in order to adapt it to every single person's gray hair, but that would also be equally performant on natural hair and on bleached hair. So SENSIENT Cosmetic Technologies took up this challenge and answered it with the Arianor Jet Black. The Arianor Jet Black is an optimized combination of cationic dyes providing gray to black shades for semi-permanent application. It is conveniently ready to use and provides an homogeneous color fading with long-lasting properties and high hair coloring performances in pH ranges going from 5 to 9, which allows it to be used in creams, gels, and hair treatments. And of course, it is safe, as it only contains dyes that are already listed in the Annex 3 of the European Cosmetic Regulation. To be more accurate, the Arianor Jet Black is a combination of HC Blue 16, Basic Red 76, Basic Brown 17, and Basic Yellow 57, at concentrations that make it compliant with the respective regulation of the European Union, the United States, Japan, and Korea, but not China. Besides, a high purity is guaranteed as the Arianor Jet Black meets the SCCS requirements. In the same way, the specifications of the Arianor Jet Black ensures a high purity color and a good stability within a 5 to 9 pH range. And in addition, the Arianor Jet Black displays excellent long-lasting properties on damaged hair. As already mentioned, a high purity standard is guaranteed with the Arianor Jet Black as it meets the SCCS requirements, especially in terms of heavy metal content. In addition, its shelf life was estimated to 5 years, and the light absorbance spectra was measured with 3 peaks of absorbance respectively at 539, 588, and 633 nanometers. But in the end, what makes the Arianor Jet Black the ideal candidate for our initial challenge? We said that it was pure, we said that it was safe, we said that it was compliant with most regulations, but more importantly, we said that it was performant, and that's what we're going to see now. The first property that was studied was the stability of the hair coloring effect with pH and time. For this, we used the Arianor Jet Black in a few formulations, only varying the pH from 4 to 10 with increments of 2. And we used this formulation on natural gray hair to see the effect of the hair coloring. We repeated the same experiment with the same formulation that was stored for 2 months at room temperature, and another trial with the same formulation that was stored for 2 months at 45 Celsius degrees. And what we observe is that regardless of the pH, there is no significant difference between the hair coloring effect between the formulation, the fresh formulation, and the formulations that were stored for 2 months at room temperature and 45 Celsius degrees, which means that the Arianor Jet Black is stable in formulation with time. And another important result is that we obtain a very good hair coloring effect in a pH range going from 5 to 9 and even 4 and 10, although we observe a yellower shade with pH 4 and a bluer shade at pH 10. The Arianor Jet Black also provides a very good long-lasting against shampoo. To prove this, we compared the Arianor Jet Black with the Arianor Ebony, which is another black blend of SENSIENT, and we compared also the Arianor Jet Black with another competitor product. And what we did is that we applied each of these 3 dyes on natural gray hair, and we measured the color variation just after applying the dye and after 7 shampoos. And what was observed is that the Arianor Jet Black was the one that gave the best long-lasting properties. The same experiment was repeated on bleached blonde hair, as the initial challenge was to have a product that was performing equally on natural hair and bleached blonde hair. And here again, we find that the Arianor Jet Black is the one that gives the best long-lasting properties. In the same way, the Arianor Jet Black provides a very good long-lasting against exposure to UV. So here again, we compared the Arianor Jet Black with the competitor product and with the Arianor Ebony, and we applied each of these 3 dyes on natural gray hair, and we compared the variation of color right after applying the dye and after 48 hours of sun test. And here, the Arianor Jet Black is the one that gives the best result compared to the competitor product, although a bit lower as compared to the Arianor Ebony. And when we repeated this experiment on bleached blonde hair, the Arianor Jet Black was the one giving the best long-lasting property. So now that we've seen the properties of the Arianor Jet Black, let's see the application and let's see how to use it. As a general formulation advice, the Arianor Jet Black should be used at a concentration not higher than 0.4% and in a pH range of 5 to 9. It can be used in a wide range of formats such as gels, creams, mousses, lotions, shampoos, and conditioners. However, attention should be paid to its incompatible use with certain anionic ingredients such as chelating agents and anionic surfactants, which is why it's preferable to use it with non-ionic or amphoteric surfactants. And like most Arianors, it is better to use the Arianor Jet Black with cover fix 1 to 3 in order to improve the dye penetration of the dye in the hair and to increase the color performance. For your information, our laboratories developed a few formulas to prove the application benefits of the Arianor Jet Black in semi-permanent hair color and care, semi-permanent eyebrow color, and semi-permanent beard color. These formulas are available, so please feel free to send a request to your SENSIENT contact if you're interested in any of them. And now, to make this application more visual, let's watch a short video on how to prepare hair color with Arianor Jet Black.